So the most handsome hero in MLBB, Balmond, finally received some love from Moonton. He got a buff where hitting enemies with his first skill now reduces their physical defense by 40%. And in this video, I'll explain everything you need to know if you want to play Balmond effectively. In this game, I used him in the EXP lane and later as a jungler. I was up against Yu Zhong here, and it's rare for me to do this, but I'll show you how I lane in the EXP lane, specifically against Yu Zhong. By the way, I used Balmond several times and tested different item and emblem builds, and this is the best emblem build for Balmond in the EXP lane for me. I had an opportunity to freeze the lane here. In exchange, Yu Zhong got the EXP crab, and I just gave it up. I didn't contest it because I wouldn't be able to secure these minions, and Yu Zhong also missed one minion, which is almost equivalent EXP to the EXP crab. But he also lost gold. So if you want to take the gold or EXP crab, you should make sure you'll also get all the minions, because it's nonsense to get the crab, but allow one minion to die without getting any gold or EXP. It's fine if you don't last hit, because you'll still get EXP and gold. But it's still advisable to last hit as much as possible, though it's okay if you don't, compared to getting nothing at all. First thing you should remember when you're up against Yu Zhong is that you should respect his damage even in the early game. Never let his passive get full stacks on you because you will definitely lose the trade. Almost all, if not all heroes, are at a huge disadvantage when Yu Zhong gets full passive stacks on them. That's why you'll see me playing carefully to avoid getting fully stacked. It's not that I'm afraid, I just know the capability of Yu Zhong and you must respect it. But in that case, I killed him even though we fought head to head, and that's because I hit level 4 before he did. If we reached level 4 at the same time, I would have lost that fight. And while we were fighting, the enemy got the turtle. It's true that the EXP laner should help in the first turtle fight, although in that situation our jungler just got out retributioned, and our tank was in the gold lane bullying the enemy trash marksman. A lot of people say you shouldn't 1v1 your matchup in EXP lane when the turtle is up. Even Fuego said that it's a red flag. But I think that's not always the case. It depends on the situation and the hero matchup. Like in this game, Yu Zhong can put a lot more pressure on our jungler compared to me, since I have no CC and almost no pressure on the enemy jungler. So in this case, my team benefits more if I 1v1 Yu Zhong, because he has a huge role in the turtle. For me, it's a win. It's a mistake for Yu Zhong to 1v1, but for me, it's the right decision. Because I also think about it like this. If you're not allowed to 1v1 when turtle is up, and the EXP laner's role is to zone the enemy jungler, it doesn't matter if both EXP laners are trying to zone the junglers. Like if you 1v1 your matchup, it means no one is pressuring the enemy jungler, but the same goes for your jungler because there's no pressure on him as well, since both of you are not in the turtle fight. So it really depends on the hero you're using. If you're Lapu or Yu Zhong, then yes, you should be at the turtle since it gives your team a big advantage. But if you're laning against heroes like them, it's actually worth it if their attention is on you, and they are 1v1ing you instead. The only big problem and the real mistake is when the enemy EXP laner goes to the turtle first and you're doing nothing, just clearing minions. That's why it's difficult to use heroes like Zilong, Masha, and other late-game EXP laners, because they struggle in the first turtle fight. I forced myself to push the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. Even if I died, I think it would still be worth it somehow. Though I didn't die and I managed to recall just in time. By the way, have you ever experienced a situation where the turtle is up, you solo killed the enemy EXP laner, but the enemy still took the turtle, and then your jungler blamed you because he's too stupid to use retribution properly? I experienced that so many times and I don't understand why. Why blame others for your own mistakes? Because if I go to the turtle, it means the enemy EXP laner will go too, and the enemy is stronger in team fights while my hero is stronger in isolated fights. But anyways, if you noticed earlier, I was using the fighter emblem, and of course with Festival of Blood. Brave Smite is currently the best talent for EXP laners because of the sustain it provides, and you almost don't need to constantly recall to base when you have this emblem with spell vamp and HP regen from the emblem itself. Most EXP laners don't have mana, so it's not a problem. And for those who do, they can just build mana regen, or use the common emblem. So if you notice, in the EXP lane, there's almost constant fighting happening, and recalls to base are very rare. I accidentally killed 4 enemies here. Could have been 5 if my ult hit Cyclops, or at least if my first skill connected, but it is what it is. I tried using the tank emblem on Balmond and I didn't like it. Also, if you're playing as a jungler, I think Killing Spree talent is okay instead of Brave Smite. In the EXP lane, Brave Smite is really the best because it's easy to trigger since the enemy is always in front of you, unlike when you're jungling. Balmond is also strong in the EXP lane because of his buff. It's easier to trigger there than in other lanes. His skills don't really work on jungle creeps or even the turtle or lord, it's really just for heroes. In this game, I rushed War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate. The base attributes and unique passives of these items are a huge help for Balmond, similar to CC. Oracle is also very helpful for Balmond. Oracle is great for heroes with HP regen and spell vamp, which Balmond has both. His passive lets him recover 5% of max HP when killing minions, which is almost like Brave Smite, even with just one minion. And when you kill a hero, you recover 20% of your max HP. So Oracle is really a huge help because it increases your HP regen and spell vamp. Especially if you have a healer teammate, the healing you receive will be even higher. That's why Oracle is super useful in this meta. It also lets you regen faster at base and return to the fight quickly. We won this game, and in the next game I played as jungler. The CDR from your items is also a big help because it makes your skills spammable, and the first skill is especially important to have a low cooldown. You see, with this update, you'll almost always use his first skill to dive enemies, right? But it's hard to get out because you don't have another dash. You'll just have to wait for the first skill to cool down. So if it has a fast cooldown, it's really good. You can always use your second skill until Balmond gets dizzy. Balmond is strong against tanky enemies with high physical defense because the first skill reduces 40% of their physical defense. At the same time, you hardly feel it against squishy targets. It's still helpful, but not as significant as against tanky heroes. You'll also have a hard time against heroes who can kite you. Even if you dash, they can still get out, like Kimmy, Irithel, or Granger, unless you're ahead in items, which isn't easy. You can't feel the full potential of the buff against squishy targets because their physical defense is low. If Moonton added a base physical defense reduction, like 20 points plus 30%, Balmond would be really strong against squishy targets and extremely powerful in the early game. But with this buff alone, you can't use him effectively every game. When the enemy has tanky heroes, that's the time to use him. Another condition for him to be effective is having other physical attack heroes on your team, because the physical defense reduction is wasted if your teammates mostly deal magic damage. So to maximize it, at least your jungler or marksman should be physical attack. His first skill is similar to Genius Wand's effect. It reduces the enemy's magic defense, so your magic damage teammates deal more damage. But Genius Wand is a base magic defense reduction, not percentage. So it's strong against squishy targets and early game against tanks. That's why I'm saying Balmond's physical defense reduction should have both a base and a percentage, like 20 base plus 30% physical defense reduction. It's also difficult to land his first skill, especially against high mobility or long-range enemies. That's why he's strong against tanky heroes. It's easier to hit them with the first skill. About Sky Piercer for Balmond. Actually, for me, I don't like it. I tried it. It was fun at first when I was stacking it, but dying even once has a huge impact because you lose your stacks. And if you die again, it becomes really difficult. Almost wasted gold and an item slot. Balmond is actually easy to kill since you dash in with your first skill, and after that, you have no escape. Especially if you have Sky Piercer, you become squishier. You might feel it's good to combo with your ultimate, but it's very risky and only really good if you have full stacks. Also, his ultimate is actually a better version of Sky Piercer if you ask me. Building Sky Piercer is mostly for kill secure, right? Balmond's ultimate deals more damage, especially to low HP enemies, because its damage is based on the enemy's lost HP. That's also why it deals higher damage against tanky and high HP enemies, making him strong against those heroes. And you might feel like he's meta, but for me, that buff alone doesn't make him meta. He might get stronger, but it's not enough to make him meta, especially since he has no CC. The enemy EXP laner here is Yu Zhong again, and it feels like Balmond can handle him even without a life bane item. We wiped out the enemy here and already started the Lord. I just waited for the minions to respawn before finishing the Lord so we could prepare and let the minion waves flow, but Thamuz didn't realize it. Luckily, it still worked out perfectly. And there are really players like Harley who go to the Lord alone, even without retribution. With this Lord, the game could be finished, though it was funny because I took all the turret damage. I died, and then Granger's Sky Piercer activated and killed all the enemies. Kill secure, that is. So yeah, we still won this game, and I really enjoyed using Balmond, especially since he became better to use with that buff.